Alright. More grinding! Whee! I know, Nightmare. It doesn't make sense that they say that at the Pokemon Center. It's a little morbid. Slash! Dr. Phil is completely exploitative. He's an asshole. Cyberpink trailer? No, I didn't. Even with the typo considered. How was it? Dip. Keanu Reeves is in it? That's funny. I saw him on stage. I saw that he was on stage at E3. I didn't know why, though. You're lying, you are a boy. That would be everywhere. I would already know about it if that's what happened. I would also love to see Valve announce a Half-Life trading card game. I think that would be epic. Would I go on the Joe Rogan show? I'd love to. We were talking about this earlier. Ice Punch. Nice. Will I ever get a celebrity on my podcast? I don't know. Finn Wolfhard has been to my house now. I'm sure he would show up on the podcast, but he's a busy boy. I'm sure I could get Matt Johnson on. I'm sure he's not as much of a celebrity, though. Yeah, Finn and Nick both watch my videos, and they came over and watched some bad movies, like, last month. Because they wanted to, and I was like, okay! And they were cool. They were fun. I mean, at the same time, it was still like, I'm 28, and Finn is 16, and Nick is like 20, and the other friend they brought is also 20. So there was still that. It was still like hanging out with young people all day, but it was cool. It was fun. I enjoyed myself. I showed them Cool Cat. What did we watch? Cool Cat. Part of Cool Cat. We watched part of that stupid Fine Brothers movie on Netflix. We watched Sarah Lyndon and the Paranormal Hour, which we watched the whole thing of. Oh, come on! Confirmed Predator. Fuck off. It would have been weird if it was just Finn Wolfhard at my house. But his brother and another friend were there, and they're both 20, so... They're fans, and they wanted to hang out. I was being nice. And they were fun, and they were cool. Calm down. Do a Neil Breen drinking game, main sales. Do Bringo. Fruitless Zapple, he blocked me on 3 of my Twitter accounts after I made that Cool Cat Learns Fair Use video. Yeah, I think it's pretty fucking obvious that I'm not a predator. Considering my biggest crush is, like, a fucking lion cartoon voiced by, like, someone who sounds like they're 60 years old. I'm pretty fucking sure people get the idea. I'm pretty sure people know I'm attracted to not just adults, but, like, the highest standard of what an adult can be considered. Men, big, muscly, fierce, raspy voice. Yeah, I'm the prey, I'm not a predator. Have I ever heard Scar translated in other languages? Oh man, it was so weird, because Finn and Nick and the other guy, I forget his name, they all knew I was a furry too, which is funny. I forget how that came up in conversation. They're like, so do you want to bone Cool Cat? And I was like, look, if you're attracted to human females, that does not mean that you want to bone every human female. If a human female looks like a nightmare, like Cool Cat, then obviously you're not attracted to that. Oh, it was so weird. They were fun, though. I'm sure we'll hang out again. I don't think I'm attracted to just Jeremy Irons, though. I would close my eyes and make him wear a fursuit or something. Well, if he wore a fursuit, I wouldn't close my eyes, but... Very much attracted to Jeremy Irons' voice. 100%. PewDiePie probably found out about the I Hate Everything and Derek drama and pulled out. Yeah, maybe because I messaged him. Do I do dating advice? No, because I fucking suck at dating. I'm not gonna say what PewDiePie said, because those are private messages, but I will say that I informed him about the entire lore of Cool Cat. Will I host meme review? That would be cool. Do I watch Boy in a Band? Not really. Not really at all, and honestly, I understand that like every popular YouTuber from iDubbbz to H3 to everybody considers him to be the go-to of like making music. If you want to like have your own original song in a video, he'll help you out. And it's not like terrible or anything, but it's not great. It's something that would like it wouldn't survive outside of the internet, sort of thing. In the same way that like Ninja Sex Party wouldn't survive outside the internet. You know, it's not like super well produced or anything. I'm sure, I don't know. Can't speak for Fantano, but I'm sure he would back me up on this. Well, I could imagine, I guess. It's not like it's not great music, it's meh. But like for an internet audience, it's fine, because there's a lower standard. Do I like Boy in a Band's hair? Yeah, he's got great hair. I don't hate the guy at all, like, I'm just... I don't know. I don't think his music is, like, to the level at which his popularity is. Thoughts on the Twitter battle between Fantano and Boogie? Well, I kind of saw it. Alright, Carlos. Don't worry, I'll get there. I'm definitely 100% more friends with Fantano than I am with Boogie, even though I've met both of them. But, like, Fantano and I, we share a bit more of a bond. We like each other a lot. But I do think that although Fantano's criticisms were valid, he was being mean. He was being a bit mean. Do I still talk to Eric from Comment Etiquette? Yeah, I do. We're good buds. I just haven't been in LA in a while because I've been so fucking busy with all the shit that I'm doing. My album, and like all the film festival shit and traveling and all that shit, you know, like it takes a lot out of me. And there were a lot of times where I went to LA because I had an excuse to. Like I was invited to... oh, there we go. I guess I missed level 50. I was only trying to do level 50 for Muscle, but whatever. do I still friends with Sargon? We haven't really talked to each other in a while, but I would hang out with him again for sure. But there is a part of me that, like, understands that it's not just YouTube anymore, that he's, like, doing actual political running for office shit, which is weird. But it's not my country, and although I disagree with a lot of his politics, I don't know, I find him an interesting enough character that I wouldn't mind hanging out with him. It's just I don't agree with a lot of his positions. But I really enjoyed hanging out with him before. I think that he's really interesting. Yeah, what's so weird is, like, I don't know, like, it's so different seeing someone's online presence versus meeting them and talking to them in person. Like, we didn't really talk much about politics at all when we hung out. We talked about movies and about stories and, like, narratives and shit. Like, we talked about art the entire time. So, like, my version experiencing him is a lot different than what other people have experienced. And if he ever got to the point where he was like a literal Richard Spencer or something, I'd probably be like, nope. I don't think he's gotten to that point. I think he's been, you know, kind of riding the line in certain ways, but not enough to justify me just completely writing him off as a person, I guess. I feel like I can still disagree with people politically and not consider them to be total pieces of shit, I guess. What do I want to give my Machoke? I guess nothing right now. So, I guess I'm gonna give my Joe Pesci the experience share. It's so weird, and I completely understand that, like, he's a very controversial political figure, especially now. It's so weird. But, like, I think what drives me to not want to, like, destroy my relationship with this person or other people, I guess, from that sort of political spectrum, is I'm so interested and fascinated in, like, how they think, what they're thinking. And I like talking with them, you know? Like, I said, you know, if you're watching this on YouTube, it's in the last part, but I literally said, like, an hour ago, like, one of the things that I want most in my own life is to be understood. And in that same vein, like, I really, really I see a lot of value in understanding other people, especially people I disagree with. Like, I want to know how you think. I want to know if you're genuine. I want to know... I want to understand the person, you know? And I don't know. I get a kick out of it. I really do. I value and I very much enjoy getting a side of a person that is not necessarily reflected in the type of content that they put out publicly. You know? I am a people person. I really am. Like, I see a lot of value in just understanding people. There are people, for sure, that are, like, so far right where I feel, at least, you know, perhaps not accurately, but at least in my own perspective, who knows, that I feel like I do understand how they operate, and I just don't like how they operate, and I'm like, okay, I get you. And I don't need to understand anything more about you, and I hate you, and you're dishonest, and I hate everything you stand for, sort of thing. I don't think Sargon's that far. He's pretty far to a lot of people, you know. A lot of people would consider him alt-right, for sure. I'm not exactly sure what he is, and I can't say that I don't watch enough of his content to, like, truly understand every position that he puts out there. Yeah, I mean, like, I was on his podcast once, on the Thinkery channel. And on that podcast, because I was sharing a hotel room with him for one night at VidCon, because he offered... I had nowhere to stay the last night, because the roommate I had only booked the hotel for however many nights, and then I was like, oh shit, there's another night before I fly back, oops. And then Sargon was like, hey, you can stay in my room, and I was like, oh, thank you. Like, very kind gesture, right? And so perhaps that has an influence on my perspective of him, is he just let me crash in his room for a night, which is really nice. So in his room, he was like, hey, you want to be on my channel thing? I was like, okay, I couldn't say no. Like, although there was a bit of apprehension, like, uh-oh, is this gonna, you know, make people believe that I am beholden to a certain side of YouTube politics, when in reality, you know, it's more nuanced. But anyway, I did it. And, like, during that conversation, I mean, like, I don't know, like, we were both talking about how, like, Bernie would be a good choice. Which is weird, right? Like, I don't know how often he says that outside of me being there. I don't know if that was, like, something that he was more open to with me being there and not being hostile, or if that was something he would be saying without me being there. I don't know. I have no idea. But I'm very interested in the inner workings of people, you know? If it was Bernie versus Trump, Bernie would have 100% won. I agree. Yeah, I don't know, because, like, there's other clips of him online, like, losing his shit over Bernie, too. But not necessarily at, like, him as an entire concept, but, like, things that he said, I guess. I don't know. Bernie's changed? How so? Sargon's not close to being a Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes is so fucking stupid. I mean, if you want to call Sargon stupid, that's fine. And there are plenty of valid criticisms to make against him. But Nick Fuentes is, like, actual crypto-Nazi. Like, actual Nazi. Nick Fuentes is, like, so... His whole spiel about, like... You couldn't fit that many cookies in the oven. Like, that was a little fucking sketch. Nick Fuentes has, like, no grasp on reality. He's like either lying every time he's speaking, or he's like the stupidest person on the planet. Well, I mean, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, that train wrecks thing. Yeah. I don't know if I don't think I watched that whole thing. What I would say, and perhaps you can prove me wrong here, and I'm open to other perspectives, but from what I understand about that debate, it was stupid train wrecks being like, okay, this is like the battle. We're gonna have liberals versus conservatives. And it was Destiny and Hassan versus Sargon and Nick Fuentes. And although I'm sure if I watched the whole thing and I looked at each policy, I would probably, most likely, for the majority of positions that were debated, be on the side of Destiny and Hassan versus Sargon and Nick Fuentes. But a lot of them were like, from what I understand and what I've seen, and I did not watch the whole thing, from what I understand and what I've seen, a lot of these issues were more like social, were more like principle related, of like what constitutes as harassment or something like that, which I think is like entirely debatable. Or like free speech, blah blah blah, you know, like, whereas like Nick Fuentes is like so fucking far that I'm not sure I'm not sure I can agree with much that Nick Fuentes could say ever, honestly. Nick Fuentes is like barely a human being anymore with his positions. Oh yeah, I'm sure, like, Sargon's not gonna have like a very educated opinion on like film companies and distributors. In fact, I would say nobody well, not nobody, but like most people that I would see on the internet having that kind of debate that doesn't operate a sort of film-centered channel is going to have a stupid opinion on that shit. Because their opinions are going to be based on like social justice, and that's it. You know? You can't really make an informed opinion based on that alone. But I did enjoy the conversations we had about movies when at VidCon. What do I think about libertarianism? Well, I like the concept of liberty, but from what I understand, a lot of libertarians are just ANCAPs, which is the stupidest thing to me. So maybe I'm wrong. Perhaps I'm wrong. I don't know. ANCAP, anarcho-capitalist. Well, okay, somebody sent me the link to the libertarian debate for like US Congress or whatever. And there's who was the most popular libertarian running last election? Who was he? Somebody say his name. He's a white guy, obviously. He has kind of like spiky gray hair, kind of. Gary Johnson. Somebody sent me a clip of like this libertarian conference debate where like the conversation topic was like, so do you think people should have to have driver's licenses? And everybody was like, driver's licenses? What? So you're gonna tell me that I need a license to like barbecue all of a sudden? That's just as stupid. And Gary Johnson was like, well, I think that, you know, there should be some sort of skill level that is required to have in order to operate a motorized vehicle that you can kill people with. And the entire audience booed him. And I was like, holy fuck. This was the libertarian debate? And the entire audience was like vocally against driver's licenses? That's insane. I'm sorry, that's fucking nuts. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my entire life. That is actual mental problems. What, so like a 10-year-old should just be able to hop into a vehicle and drive it around, jeopardizing other people's safety? What? That's on YouTube. It's insane. I was so... I was shocked when I saw that. Yeah, I honestly can't wait for self-driving cars because I don't even trust people with licenses. I know girls that passed their fucking license test because the person thought they were cute. We're like, you fucked up and I probably would have failed you, but you're cute. Literally, I'm not even kidding. That's fucked. And in Vancouver, there's people that have been caught paying for their license. Oh yeah, and also ICBC in British Columbia, Vancouver, they have decided that a Chinese driver's license is something that you can carry over and is just as applicable in Vancouver. Isn't that fucked? You can get like a license for an entire family in China. It doesn't mean anything. It's not the same. Isn't that fucked? BS? Is what I'm saying not true? Because I'm pretty sure it's true. If you want to fact check me on this and I'm wrong, I will totally admit that I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure Chinese driver's licenses are something that you can carry over in BC. Joe Pesci. I'm gonna pee really quick. Hold on. So it's a... Okay. Stop. Okay, so you fact-check this fruitless apple? New residents will still... Okay. It's a okay, it carries over as a temporary license. So I was half right. But still. I mean... Yeah. Isn't that still a bit messed up? Does it depress me that Joe Biden will win the Democratic ticket? Yes, it does. Who is running Canada? I don't know. Are you saying that in response to the Chinese driver's license thing? Because that's a BC thing. And that was implemented when we had a very corrupt provincial government run by Christy Clark, who got a New York Times article written about her because she's so fucking corrupt that somehow an American publication took notice. But now we have NDP government, which has fulfilled most of their promises already that they've made in office. We're getting Uber in November. We're one of the last places in Western society that does not have ride sharing, but we're getting that soon. So, like, the new NDP Green Coalition government has so far been great from what I understand. The Liberal Party before that point was fucking bullshit. And I want to make sure that everybody listening understands that the NDP Green Coalition is more left-leaning than the previous Liberal Party, because we do not have a two-party system. It is not just liberal versus conservative like the United States. So don't think that because I'm trashing the Liberal Party that means that I'm conservative. Do I think Justin Trudeau will get another term as Prime Minister? I don't know. It's really up to how much people hate Andrew Scheer or whatever his name is, the Conservative leader. Is Jazz Meat still the NDP leader? Because that would be nice to have an NDP federal government. It would be really interesting. I would like to see how that would play out, honestly. I'm gonna vote NDP. I don't know if that is gonna do anything, but... Brinsley, that's a good comment. What is happening with Brexit? Theresa May resigned? That's all I know. It's like, is something happening? Is it happening? Like, what's happening? Nobody really knows. Oh no, we voted for it, and it turns out that it's a lot more complicated than we thought. Is Farage in charge? Isn't he, like, UKIP or something? Did they get seats? I'm not, like, super familiar with UK politics. Oh, his party won a majority? Is he UKIP? Or is he conservative? Oh, he left UKIP. What is he now? Oh, it's the Brexit party? And it got a majority? What? I had no idea. Really? That's so funny. Oh my god. That's crazy. That makes things interesting. So if the Brexit party got a majority, does that definitively say that the majority of people in the UK actually want Brexit to happen? Regardless of any kind of fallout or, you know, media campaigns to convince people otherwise? I don't live there, so I kind of want Brexit to happen because I think it would be interesting to see what happens. It doesn't really affect me. So, sorry if that sounds selfish. Okay. The Brexit party is the largest party in Parliament. I had no idea. That's crazy! Oops. Cal exit is just stupid. Don't do it. Haha, you suck! Somebody make a North Carolina exit. A Texit. New Yexit. West Virgexit. Wyoming exit. Mrs. Exit. Rhode Island's exit. Alaska should just be part of Canada, let's be honest. Is Alaska a rape capital? Well, I'm not talking about the people, I'm talking about the land. I don't give a shit about Alaskans. Fuck Sarah Palin. She's so dumb. Short thoughts on The Lighthouse? It's a masterpiece. Thoughts on Godzilla? What, the new one? I haven't seen it. Do I want to see a Pattinson Batman movie? No, but I like Pattinson. I like him a lot. I feel like his talents would be better used in movies that are not Batman, but I don't know. Depends on who's directing it, I guess. It's not gonna be Nolan. Will I see the new Aladdin movie? I might this week. Gael from the Adam and Pals commentaries, who is also my roommate, wants to see it. And we haven't been able to because I was away for like 3 weeks, so might see it on Wednesday or Thursday. We'll see. Did I get to see Parasite? Yeah, it was awesome. Loved it. It was great. What did I like from E3? I don't know. I didn't watch E3 because I'm not a fucking asshole. I'm not a lame idiot, so I didn't watch E3. I don't know what you mean by peon, Norman Reedus. I don't know what that means. Hey, just because I don't watch E3 doesn't mean I'm a boomer. I just think it's stupid. Just send me the cringe comps. People feel the same way about the Oscars. I'm a movie guy, right? So I'm gonna watch the Oscars. Although I'm only gonna watch it to make fun of it. Whereas E3, I've said this before, but I feel like the entire culture surrounding E3 is much more damaging towards the industry that people obviously love that are watching the event. Because the only thing that E3 does, right? Like, you see all these different developers creating these trailers, creating these demos to show off at E3, and then the actual product is not how they advertised. And they do downgrades, like Ubisoft, right? Tons of different companies do downgrades. They're like, oh yeah, we made this perfectly polished product to show off at E3. And then the actual game is like nothing like it, right? And then if you don't do one of those kinds of like, oh yeah, playing the game on this specifically created demo to show off its capabilities that won't actually be in the game. If you're not doing one of those, then you have something like the Halo Infinite trailer, where it doesn't show any gameplay, right? It's just like, oh, you're about to be hyped for this new thing. It doesn't show any gameplay. You're not really advertising the product, right? Yeah, it's just announcements, right? But there's too much of this hype culture surrounding it. And I'm not exaggerating at all, and I hope that you agree with me, because this is fucking true, that the gaming industry, out of every single artistic piece of media industry, you know, gaming versus film or music, literature, whatever, out of every artistic industry, the gaming industry is the most dishonest and predatory out of every single one of those artistic industries. And part of the reason why that's allowed to happen is because of this hype culture surrounding E3. Not just E3, but in general. And E3 is this hotbed for this exact type of hype culture, fanboyism, tribalism, whatever, right? It's perpetuating everything that's wrong with the industry. Is being like, oh, I love this so much, I'm gonna buy it regardless of what it is. I'm gonna pre-order this shit before I even know what it is. You know, people... Screech, no thank you. Like, people buying day one consoles and shit before they even know what the console can do. People pre-ordering games before they know what the game is like. You know, like all these super anti-consumerist products and practices from EA, Sony and Microsoft, like all these shitty things. They're perpetuated by this mentality that goes along with being excited and unironically watching E3. It is part of the problem, in my opinion, honestly. DLCs, season passes, exactly. Day one DLCs, fucking Mass Effect 3. Fucking online passes, even though that's a thing of the past now. Like, now it's pay to win. That's the new thing. That's the new issue. Yeah. I think that the culture surrounding E3 is much more damaging towards the industry that people are supposedly trying to support than watching, like, the Oscars or the Grammys. And I mean, the Oscars I watch ironically, first of all. And even if you were watching it unironically, it's not nearly as damaging. It's like, the Oscars are like things that are already out. And I guess the more appropriate comparison would be like the Game Awards or something like that. There's no like tech showcase being like, hey, look at all these movies that are coming out. Do you want to pre-order this movie? Do you want to give us all your money before you even know what the movie's like? No, that doesn't happen. Like, it gets released to critics first. It's an entirely different industry. I think that E3 is just stupid. And I'm not excited for any trailer or announcement from E3 because it doesn't accurately show the product. It's like, hey, this thing might happen in a way that if you imagine what you really, really want, the best possible scenario out of the situation, that's what you want to spend money on, right? Why don't you give us the money in advance? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it didn't turn out the way you imagined it would? Because you imagined something that you really, really wanted in this best possible scenario situation? Oops. Turns out we just wanted to make money. It's dumb. It's like, you know, new trailers get released, great. I'll watch a new trailer, but in terms of this whole, like, hype culture surrounding this Electronic Expo conference or whatever, I think it's cancer, honestly. I think the whole thing is just cancer. Should the game industry unionize? How? I don't know. Electronic Entertainment Expo, sorry. I almost said episode. I think that in anything like E3, the hype is completely unjustified. It's like a contest of who can appear the most excited. And this whole live reacting to E3, you know, and like everybody there just like losing their shit, like, whoa! oh, Master Chief showed up on screen, blah! It's just, it's so detrimental towards the industry that you supposedly love. It's allowing these companies to just be like, well, I guess it doesn't really matter what we put out because people are going to buy it anyway. Like, that's why the games industry is so predatory. That's why it is the way that it is because people have different teams, Sony versus Microsoft versus Nintendo or whatever. People are loyal towards their own team, their own tribe. Yeah. Oh, you dug up this old franchise that I love. I'll buy it no matter what. And everybody has to, like, pretend to be the most excited out of everybody in order to feel the most accomplished about either attending E3 or watching it. I don't know. It's such an evil industry, honestly. The video games industry is like one of the most dishonest and predatory industries that I can think of when it comes to entertainment, at least. You don't see that in movies, you don't see that in music, you don't pre-order movies. Like, sure, you can buy advance tickets for a theater screening. But, like, movies don't get patched. They don't get released broken on day one with, like, downloadable content, you know? Or pay-to-win movies. Like, that doesn't exist. There is a reason why the games industry is able to get away with this shit, and it's all due to the fan base. Like, it's completely the fault of people who are just like, I'll pay for this. I want to support my team. I think I'm supposed to like this, so I'll buy it. Oh, wasn't that great? Oh, well, I already paid money for it, but... Bam, 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 Fuck you. Hey! I don't know why anyone was excited for Anthem. It's BioWare! Despite the fact that, like, BioWare is not the same company as they were when they made Mass Effect. Everybody moved on to do different things. Mass Effect Andromeda had already been released. Wow. Anthem looks so cool. I don't know why anybody was excited. Cyberpunk looks like it could be cool. But I'll wait until I see a Metascore or something. Anthem bricked consoles? How? What? I didn't hear about that. Top 5 movies to watch for Pride Month? I don't know. 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 I Weekend is up there. 2011, I think, film from Andrew Haigh. Haigh. It's Criterion. That's a really good gay movie. You could say Mysterious Skin, maybe. Can I think of 5 good gay movies? A Single Man, great gay movie. You could catch Rocket Man in theaters, I guess, although that I couldn't say that's one of my favorite gay movies or anything. Bruno! There we go. That's 3. Or is it? No, that's 4. What's a 5th good gay movie? Boys Don't Cry is good. How how about The Handmaiden? Even though lesbians would probably not appreciate that film as a lesbian romance story. But it's a great movie. It's almost like a... Oh, Call Me By Your Name, for sure, yeah. That's a good one. The Handmaiden is to lesbian relationships as like blue is the warmest color is. Where it's like almost gratuitous and it's like, oh, this is for straight men, isn't it? But it's a great movie. The Handmaiden is like much better of a movie than Blue is the Warmest Color, so. Short Bus? Sure, yeah, Short Bus is great. Love, Simon? I will never watch that movie, it looks like shit. I wouldn't call Black Swan a gay movie. Death Race 2. Perfect movie for Pride. Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street 2. It's a good gay movie. Is Love, Simon commentary worthy, though? I Now Pronounce You, Chuck and Larry is a movie that I don't think I ever want to watch ever. It looks awful. Depends on your perspective, Mom. Nubashiri. You have such a complicated username. Why do you have that? Best gay movie, The Lion King, because Scar is totally fucking gay. And he's easily the best character. And if you cut out 65% of the movie, you can just ignore the scenes without him and just play the movie with him. It's probably less than that. It's probably like 70% of the movie that you should cut out. Hey! Joe Pesci! Well, there's a deleted scene, Hi Takiri. There's a deleted scene that somebody on YouTube actually animated, believe it or not, where Scar was like, I'm king now. I guess I need a queen, and then like tried to seduce Nala and it didn't work. So I don't know if he's gay canon, but he certainly acts fucking gay. And in my fantasies, he's super gay for me. Right, BRB.